Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. My name's Destiny and we do all kinds of things here, but today we're doing a book video. So we are going to go through my October TBR. October is going to be a busy month for me. I think it is. So as you know, I had to think back through my schedule. As you know, if you've been paying attention, if you've been around, I am doing Vlogtober, and I'm going to do it a little differently. There's a few pre-recorded videos like this one, and then some vlogs because as a one-parent household, I could not do a vlog every day. I work a 40-hour job during the week, but I wanted to post a video a day in October and just see how things go. Are you coming here? Yeah, come on. I just got home. I've started dinner. Yeah. And she decided to come visit. How proper is that the black cat wanted to be in the video for October? If you don't know, this is my baby Salem. She's one of two in my home. Yeah. But this is my black cat. She's great sometimes. She makes a lot of biscuits. You wanna lay there? You wanna lay in Mom's lap? There you go. Okay. So, on to the October TBR as she runs away. She's done. The first on my TBR is not going to be a surprise. That is A Court of Wings and Ruin. I am currently 400 pages through A Court of Mist and Fury. I have read these before. This is a reread for me. I'm picking these up to reread. The only issue I'm finding right now is I relate a lot to Freya. And I catch myself bawling during this. So it's been an emotional reread for me. And the Court of Dreams have become much more precious to me upon this reread than they were to begin with. So yeah, it's taken me a minute to get through A Court of Mist and Fury. I thought that was going to be my least favorite of the three. Once I reread, I'm wrong. Right now it's my favorite. So I have this on my TBR. I will be getting to it. I will be finishing it. And then next I'm picking up House of Earth and Blood, which is the first one in the Crescent City series. And then from there we're going to House of Sky and Breath. Both of those are already annotated, so I may make a few more notes, but it's just going to be rereading and reliving that series in preparation for January, which House of Shadow and something comes out. I'm super excited for that. The next one on my TBR is, I didn't give you a synopsis for Afterwar. I'm assuming you've already heard of it. It's everywhere on the internet. This series follows Freya. Freya in the beginning is a teenage girl who is going out to help her family survive. She is hunting to keep them alive. They have lost their fortune. Her father's legs are broken. He cannot get up to help himself. To help them. So she goes out to hunt, and one day she ends up killing a wolf. And this wolf is huge. It was about to eat a doe, and she was going to kill the doe. So she ended up having to kill the wolf and then kill the doe. Both would feed her family for the rest of the winter and give them money that they desperately could need. Come to find out, the wolf was not just a wolf, it was a fairy. And now somebody is coming to get her from the land above the wall, and she has to live in basically fairyland. Prythian is what it's called, due to the treaty, because she killed a fairy, and shit kind of happens from there. Obviously, this is the third installment in that series. There are two more in that series: A Court of Frost and Starlight and A Court of Silver Flames. Frost and Starlight I will probably reread, but it won't take me long. It's a little novella. You just get to live with the lovelies. And then A Court of Silver Flames I've already read twice. I may reread it again if I have time. I love Nesta and Cassian, and that book is wonderful. I don't know if I can. If I'm having this much trouble with Freya, I don't know how I'm gonna get through the Nesta part of things, but that's that. Next, I have The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. This one, I take all the dust jackets off my books. I've never said that on camera. I prefer them to be without it. And I have a 2-year-old who loves getting in my bookshelves and pulling off books. And I kept losing dust jackets, or they got ripped, or they got tore up because of her. So I just took them all off. The Beautiful, all I know is it is a paranormal story set. It's a historical paranormal story. I know it has to do with vampires. I know it's set in New Orleans, and that's all I really needed to know. I'm excited. Yeah, I don't know how I've not picked this up before, but I'm really, really excited to get into it. I started it, I think, way back when, and I want to say I started on a road trip with my family, maybe, and that's never a good place to start a book because I can't ever get into it because somebody's always talking to me. Next, I have This Coven Won't Break by Isabella Sterling. This is the continuation of These Witches Don't Burn, which is a sapphic witches story. In the first one, we meet Megan. Megan, am I right? Am I wrong? No, Hannah. Megan. I don't know where I got Megan from. Brain's not working. Hannah. Hannah is a witch, and in their community, witches are not allowed to be known. They're not allowed to use magic they're not allowed to use their magic around normal people. And she believes that there's a blood witch in town after them. She has an ex-girlfriend, Veronica. It's a V. I know it's a V. It is Veronica. Go Destiny. Veronica, who before the events of the first book, they had broken up. You don't know why. Hannah feels very jilted by Veronica and wants really nothing to do with her. They're in the same coven, so it's not feasible for them to get too much space from one another. And Hannah, throughout the story, you figure out why Hannah and Veronica aren't together anymore and all of that. I won't say anything because it is a spoiler, but this is the second one. I am so excited to go into this. I could deal with more sapphic witches in my life. Next, I have The Sinister Mystery of a Mesmerizing Girl by Theodora Goss. This is the third one in the Athena Club. I have already started rereading this. I am currently 31 pages through. No, I'm wrong. I'm 4 pages through. Am I 34 or 35? Oh no, I'm 31. Sorry, I had to look at it. I'm 31 pages through, and I love this series so much. The best way to describe the series is it follows a found family of girls whose fathers are not all they seem, are cracked up to seem. So in the first one, you meet Mary Jekyll. Mary is dealing with the loss of her mother, who just recently passed, and the first page of the first book actually opens up with Mary at her funeral, and she learns that her mother had a living will. And what that means is that the money that they were living off of and were using to live is no more because her mother has passed. It was only for her mother as long as her mother was alive. Now Mary has to figure out what she's going to do to keep the household running. She lets go all of the staff except her 2 maids, and she keeps them on, and one refuses to leave. It's basically her de facto mother. She refuses to leave and is like, even if you can't afford to pay me, I will stay. We will work this all out. And in the first few pages, she goes to see her mother's executor, and he tells her, well, you know, your mom's been paying for this Hyde person to live in a home. If you go get them, you can save this much money. And all Mary can think is, I can keep the household running for this much longer if I go do this. Let's go do this. And then she remembers, Hyde is a wanted man. He is wanted for the murder, and there is a bounty. So if she turns over Hyde, she's thinking it's Hyde the man, I will get the money and I can keep the household alive even longer. Well, when she gets there, she learns it's not Dr. Hyde, the man wanted for murder. It's his daughter, Diana, who happens to also be her sister. Shocker, it's Jekyll and Hyde. And you set on this journey, that's a good word, this journey with meeting each one of the girls and learning who they are. Each girl is from a classic mad scientist story. And the coolest part of this entire series is that they butt into the book. So by the time you meet them in the story, you've already got to know them because they butt in. They're like, that didn't really happen that way, and like they bicker in the story itself. One of them seems to be writing it, and she tells you, I'm leaving all this in so you can see how annoying their butting in is. And if you have sisters, you will love this because it felt like being home with all of my siblings in one place. That's what this book feels like, and it's like coming home to get to read them again. I will say the second one suffered from middle book syndrome bad, and it's quite a bit more lengthy than the other two, and I think that it should have been broken into 2 books. It would have sat better on the palette, in my opinion, and it would have flowed a little better for me, because by the time I got through with that one, I was like, okay, am I done yet? Am I done yet? Okay, finally, I'm done. And it took me a while to pick this one up. I'm so excited to get to this one, though. I can't wait to be with the girls again, and I may finish this and start back over with the first one. So, yeah. And, sorry, I didn't tell you, the first one is The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter. Next on my list is... Okay. Next on my list is one that is a indie book, and that is The Grateful Boys by Francois Dumouriez. I could be saying that all kinds wrong, and I apologize if I am. This was sent to me way back when for review, probably 2019. This is when it was written. Not 100% sure if that's when it was sent to me. It was sent to me for review, and I did not get a chance to get to it before my review was done. I remember I did a spotlight for it, but I just didn't get a chance to get to the end of it before the review was due. I got to page, looks like maybe 40. I'm trying to double check. I annotated some. 41. I got to page 41, so I know that it has to do with vampires and race. I'm excited. I know it's vampires. So the back of it says, when a 17-year-old...
This is an alignment.
Alexa,
What?
done.
Okay, I'll stop reminding you.
So the back says, when 17-year-old Haley's multiracial single-parent family migrate to a tiny rural town of Corpus, Georgia, population 700, she would rather have moved anywhere but there. That is, until she spots him. A mysterious, definitely perhaps even supernatural. That is, until she spots him. Mysteriously, definitely, perhaps even supernatural. Where Haley is awestruck by the young man of her dreams, her little brother Mason sees a soulless creature of the night, a half-man who may be responsible for a series of grisly murders across the southern Gothic town. Antoine Zedman, town's first African-American sheriff, must enforce curfew in Corpus to ensure the safety of the townsfolk. He must contend with sightings of a hellish winged beast and investigate the slayings of an innocent couple traveling through town. There is a growing sense of racial unrest. Haley will find herself caught between her family, the residents of Corpus, and the vampire she's falling in love with. The Grateful Boys is an otherworldly young adult novel in which explores the challenges of growing up in a mixed race in a southern state of America, and the troubles of a young woman coming of age in a town full of danger and trepidation. I'm so excited to get to this. This is gonna be so good. I'm so excited. Like I said, I had read that back when I agreed to do a review for it, and to be an ARC reader. I just did not get a chance to get to it, and it was a really crazy time in life. I did do a spotlight and fulfill my requirements via the publisher. I just didn't get a chance to read it, and I really want to. This publisher also did one of my favorite murder detective series, and the first one is Demon's Fire, and I have all 3 of those. I've read the first 2, absolutely love it. and I have not been able to get myself through the third one. They're very dark and twisty, and do not shy away from the realities of detective novels. And so I love them. It just, I have to be in the right headspace for it. And so, yeah, I haven't finished third one in that one, but this I'm excited for. And it's kind of short. It's only coming in at 321 pages? Question mark? No, 323. So very short, quick little book. Next are two more short little books, and I'm putting two of them, because they're on the same series, together. And that is book 8 and 9 in the Sweep series by Kate Tinnerman. I could be not saying that name wrong. The number 8 is The Changeling, right? Yes, Changeling. And then number 9 is Strife. These are like itty bitty little books. They're never over, this one's 188 pages, and number 9 is 188 pages. So they're like short little books that follow Morgan. Morgan is a young woman, and I want to say she's in the South. I could be wrong. But Morgan is, in the first one, she meets Cal, and Cal starts teaching her about Wicca and about being a witch, and that's kind of where the series takes off. And I don't want to give you too much information because the volumes are so short that any more description or synopsis I give you would probably give you the first one completely away. You can start the second one, but I have those two because they're so short. And I did a Stack It challenge personally. I didn't like post about it or anything, and totally messed it up. But I ended up reading number 7 and did not put another one on it, and went on to the next book in my stack because I was like, okay, I don't want to miss, I want to get the stack done, but on the same hand, I just want to go into number 8. So I'm putting 2 because I'm afraid that once I finish 8, I'm going to want 9. So doing those 2. And then lastly, on my TBR is one that I'm nervous about. If you've been around my channel, I don't usually read historical fiction. It's not something I gravitate towards. And I do not read classics. I have not read a classic other than on my own as an adult. I've not read a classic other than To Kill a Mockingbird 3 or 4 times. So that book is Pride and Prejudice Zombies, or Pride and Prejudice and Zombies by Jane Austen and Seth Grahame-Smith. So from what I understand, this is just Pride and Prejudice but add zombies to it. There are little illustrations on the inside, and hold on, I'm trying to show you the next one. There's one more in here. I think it's after chapter 3. Maybe it's not. I'm wrong. I don't want to spoil anything. Yeah. So there's the next little, as you can see, the little illustrations. The back says, "It is a truth universally acknowledged that a zombie in possession of brains must be in a want of more brains." I'm excited, but equally nervous. Historical fiction is not something I normally read, and classics are something I don't usually get into. But I'm very excited for this one. Yes, before you ask, Pride and Prejudice is not something I've read before. If you think I should, leave me a comment below. Maybe I will pick up just plain Pride and Prejudice and see if I like it. But I'm excited for this and to see where this goes. But there you have it. There is my October TBR. Let me know in the comments. What are you reading in October? Is it anything good? I actually have a second TBR coming out. Or should it already come out? I think. I'm doing a batch filming right now of all the pre-recorded videos, so I'm not sure what's coming out when yet. I've got 3 that are uploading right now, so I'm not sure. But if you've not seen, I have 5 more that I'm adding to the month of October that I'm going to try to read in a week. And either I'm DNFing, or I will read them. That is literally the point, because they are the 5 books that have been on my TBR the longest. So yeah, I think that's come out already. If not, something to look forward to. When this comes out, I believe you just saw my night routine, which I haven't filmed yet, and you're about to see my morning routine next. Those videos are going to be a little different. They won't be like I don't want to be those people that say it won't be like the rest of them you see on YouTube. No, but the way I'm running my night routine, my morning routine are a little different than normal. So I'm excited to share that with you guys, and I will see y'all then. I'll see y'all tomorrow for another video. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I'm not sure at this point when things are going up, but I will see y'all tomorrow for another video.